Hey there folks, my name is Daizoren and welcome to another edition of MonDaiz. I know it's been a while, but there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. One thing in particular, and that was Patreon. I know I've been doing this for a while and doing Patreon now for, a year, 2 years, something like that. And it's been kind of a lackluster thing and I haven't been able to do a whole lot with it. But I think I found a new system that works really well for people who are patrons and people who maybe can't afford a lot and can't do a really big donation for Patreon. So I kind of wanted to talk about that, as well as a new tier for people who have the extra money. But I wanted to talk about the two new ways that I'm doing Patreon. Before, I had Patreon exclusive playthroughs if you were a $5 and up patron. I did a few playthroughs. I did Crash Bandicoot, Overblood, God of War, a couple other games, and they were exclusive to people who were on Patreon. And I didn't like that. I've never liked that idea because I don't like that I am keeping content from you guys. I've been trying to think of other ways that I could make that work and make that a better system so that everyone benefits. And I've finally come to a new kind of idea. I have been recording videos and getting them uploaded way ahead of schedule. Like I have all of my uploads and everything like on a planner basically. So it shows everything that I'm going to be uploading. And right now I am all the way in September of 2020. That's how far ahead I am in my recording. Obviously, quarantine has been helping with that because I have a lot more spare time to do that. But because I'm so far ahead, I started thinking, well, why don't I make these videos available to people to see ahead of time? And so that's what I'm doing. If you want to become a patron, you don't even have to do the $5 a month. I've actually made it so that this is for everybody who's a patron, $1 or above. So if you can afford a single dollar every month, then you can get access to all the videos that I have already uploaded and ready to go, way ahead of schedule. Now, that being said, there are a couple of playthroughs, like the Haunted PS1 series, and then the series after that, which is Black Mesa, that I have uploaded, scheduled, and everything, and it would be a lot of work to get that all rewound and made available for everybody who's a patron. But everything after that, as soon as it is uploaded, I make it available on Patreon. So we're talking months ahead of schedule. You can see what I'm working on. So you can see it in a more real-time fashion over on Patreon than you would here on YouTube. And I think this is a good system. I've seen it, work with other places like Rooster Teeth, where they do, they have their Red vs. Blue series exclusive to Rooster Teeth members, and then a year after that they put it up on YouTube, and that seems to be a good system. So I think I'm going to try this out. So if you have been thinking about Patreon, or you haven't really been thinking about it, but you can afford the $1 and you want to see the content early, basically as I'm doing it, basically as I'm recording it, then this would be a good way to do that. It's only $1 a month. If you can afford more than that, you want to do the $5 a month, then you can suggest a game for the stream. That is something else that I have made a change to. Now with the tiered system, because people were requesting games that are really lengthy, I've had to change how things work. So if you donate, or if you do $5 a month, you can request a game that can be completed in 5 hours or less. And the way I'm measuring that is from the website howlongtobeat.com. So if you go in there, you put in the game and it says it can be beaten within 5 hours or less, then it's fair game. If you do $10 a month, it's 10 hours or less. You do $25 a month, it's 20 hours or less. And then any tier above that, it can be any length. So that's something that I've introduced for the Patreon lately as well, to kind of make things a little bit more feasible and doable for me on my end, just because it was making it difficult for me to play games that I wanted to play on top of the Patreon picks. So that's a change that I had to make. But the newest tier that I just added is the $75 tier. The $75 tier gets you access to loot, merchandise, woo, fun stuff. First thing we're going to be doing that everyone can get if they do the $75 one is one of these bad boys. It's the this is the prototype of the shirt that I wanted to make for the channel. This is what it looks like on the back. It's the fan art from Jose, and then this is the front. So currently working on trying to get these made, more than just the one that I have. So that is something that is now available for the $75 tier. The reason why it's part of the $75 tier is basically because one of those shirts, to have them made, is ridiculously expensive, roughly like 25, 30 bucks. So it's essentially the $50 tier plus how much it costs to get one of these shirts made. If anybody has any cheaper alternatives, let me know, because I would be very interested in those. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Being able to get access to all the videos I'm recording in real time, basically. If you do any tier, $1 all the way up to the $75, and then the $75 tier now having the merchandise and stuff. And I'm gonna probably toy around with some other things that can be made. So if you are on the $75 tier and you can stay on the $75 tier, I'm going to be getting like other merchandise and stuff ready so that you have more than just a shirt. So if you haven't checked out the Patreon and you're interested, I would greatly appreciate it, especially right now with everything going on. I am currently, as of this week, I will be no longer getting paid leave from work. I will be getting unpaid time off. So I have no income coming in. So if there's anything that you guys are available to donate or to become part of the Patreon, that would be greatly appreciated. I know the Patreon stuff, asking for money in general, is always a touchy subject because it can get twisted and it can get turned against you in ways that just makes it seem like you're pouring yourself out, I guess. But the reality is that doing this, I love doing this channel, like making this channel, making the content, doing this stuff. But at the end of the day, obviously, it is something that I do because I enjoy it, and I would like to keep doing that. And while my computer is getting old, I cannot replace the parts, and I don't know how long I'll be able to keep doing this with the old hardware that I have. And I'm hoping that I'll eventually be able to save up money to get things replaced and updated, but it's really hard to do that when you're in such a financially screwed situation as I am. But that being said, I am okay. If nothing changes with the Patreon, I will be okay. I am doing a lot of extra side jobs, commissions, which is another thing. If you didn't know, I'm an artist. And I do a bunch of different stuff like Photoshop, video, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to hire me for a commission, then I'm all for that too. I'm actually working on thumbnails for one of my friends' YouTube channels, getting paid to do that. I've done some art commissions for a couple people. If there's anything like that, I'm definitely down to work on it. Just get in contact with me, tweet at me, or leave a comment down below, whatever it may be. But yeah, I wanted to update you guys on it because I know Patreon is a touchy subject and it's not everybody's cup of tea. But if you're able to spare $1 a month, you can get access to all the videos ahead of time. It seemed like a fair trade to still, if you can't afford even the $1, you're still going to see the videos. It's just going to be months down the line. So that's really the only, you're paying $1 just to get early access. That's essentially what it is. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. Right. So the Patreon exclusive playthroughs, the Crash Bandicoot, Overblood, God of War, all that stuff. I'm still figuring out if I want to eventually release those on YouTube itself, since they were Patreon exclusives. My thought is yes, I will go ahead and release them. I just need to ask the patrons to make sure it's okay with them. So I will be putting a post over on Patreon for people to discuss that. But yeah, I think it would be fine. I mean, my playthroughs are 1 to 2 years old at this point, so you'll see me with my old goatee instead of the full beard, and it'll be a little different. But yeah, so that's where we're at with things. I hope you guys don't mind at least taking a look at things. Yeah, so I think that's about it. So I just wanted to kind of update you guys, bring you up to speed on what I've been doing, what's been going on. I've been doing a lot of recording, and been getting back into my music, and you see my guitar back there. This lovely thing right here. Been reading more, been writing. Yeah, so just trying to get back into my hobbies and everything. I love doing this. I love making YouTube videos, but I have a lot of hobbies that I've been wanting to work on, and this has been a good time to do it. So yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. You guys are making this channel happen, and I thank you very much for that. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.